Well, I continue to say it day in and day out, and they continue to prove it day in and day out. You know, bettors, for some unexplicable or inexplicable reason, have this fascination with the Baltimore Orioles, continue to play them. They continue to lose. Yesterday, no exception, as the Orioles drop another game in which they were bet by bettors. Today, Miguel Gonzalez against Derek Holland, game 923, 924. Derek Holland opens up a $1.30 favorite. Right now, he's down to about a $1.20. 10-cent move on the Orioles. Once again, people backing the Orioles. Just don't know what it is that anybody sees in this team at this current point in time. Could they win today against Derek Holland? I think that answer is absolutely they could, but why the fascination with this team every single day? Beyond me. Take a look at what Miguel Gonzalez has done over the course of his last 5 starts. 26 and a third innings, 6.84 ERA, 1.71 WHIP. He's allowed 6 home runs in those 26 and a third. Just not good numbers. His season hasn't posted good numbers. His ERA's been ballooned all season long. There was a small stretch where he had better numbers on the road, but those have all come back and been corrected. He's no better on the road than he is at home. A little bit better as far as win-loss is concerned during the daytime than he is at night. I'm not going to put much stock into that one here against Texas. I think the interesting part of this game, aside from the fact that bettors just seem to love Baltimore for whatever reason, is that the total here opened at 9.5. 9.5 flat. It's now in the range of minus 115 under minus 115 to under minus 120. And the only reason I say that's interesting is because we talked the last couple of days about the Toronto baseline for totals now being 9.5. Texas in Arlington in August, I get all of that, but they're not the same offensive team. So to put them at 9.5 today seems a little bit questionable. Perhaps, a little bit of the Texas home venue combined with a little bit of the starting pitching in this particular matchup. But while it looks a little off to me as far as the number is concerned, I don't know that it's a game where you can just go blindly playing the under, because Miguel Gonzalez is a guy that can definitely be attacked by this Texas Ranger lineup. And they can take him deep and they can score often. This game's going to be played at 2:05 Central Time, right in the middle of the day, when the ball flies out of that park. And to counter that, I would say that Derek Holland right now is not a guy who's going to go in and overpower any lineup. His numbers, mediocre at best over the course of his last 13 and a third innings, 1.35 WHIP, 4.72 ERA. Of course, he's coming off of a injury situation and just getting back into the group, but he's allowed 5 home runs in his 13 and a third. So while the 9.5 looks a little strange for a Texas game, since they haven't been the same type of offensive team that they've been in recent years, I don't think it looks very strange here. These two teams have played unders in their first 2 games, but I think this one could get into double digits here today. I'm going to take a shot at this over. I'm going to buck the line move here that's gone toward the under. I think for very simple reasons. Both lineups are better than the opposing pitchers. Baltimore needs to be able, like Houston, which I mentioned before, and to an extent like the Chicago Cubs, they need to be able to get the long ball to get their offense generated. I think they get it here. I think they get to Derek Holland for a couple of home runs, probably score somewhere in the vicinity of 5. There's another huge piece to this puzzle when you look down at the bullpens, just another game where there's a bullpen concern for the Texas Rangers. Their closer, Sean Tolleson, has now thrown 3 consecutive days. He's not going to throw a 4th consecutive day. He's thrown 52 pitches in the last 3 days. So Baltimore will be able to avoid seeing the closer Tolleson in this game. Texas's bullpen has performed pretty well, but I still think when you're minus Tolleson, you lose that one huge piece late. Baltimore can probably crack a couple of those middle relievers, especially if they can get rid of Holland early in this game. I think runs are going to pile up here. I really like this one over the total. Like I said, I'm going to buck the line move. I'm going to play the over 9.5 runs and look for something in the vicinity of like a 7-5 type contest in the end. So if you're looking to make a move on this one, I would say take yourself a flyer on Baltimore, Texas, up and over. You get the benefit of only having to lay about a nickel as far as vig is concerned in that on that play.